So friends, in a two sector economy, what all do we need to know? What all do we need to know? The first thing was that in a two sector economy, friends, aggregate demand becomes equal to consumption plus investment expenditure. Second thing is, this is always true. This is always true. C is A plus BY. This is consumption expenditure. Aggregate supply is consumption plus savings. Fourth thing is K equal to change in income by change in investment, that is equal to 1 by 1 minus MPC, that is equal to 1 by MPS. If we have all of these at our disposal, we are good to go. Everything is going good. Understood friends? Right sir. Got it sir. No doubts? No doubts. Friends, now I'll take you all to the three sector world. Right? Let's move forward class. Friends, in the three sector, things are going to grow a bit. Right? How so sir? I'll tell you right away. Before I tell you, a couple of questions needs to be practiced, right? See, in an economy, investment expenditure is increased by how many crores? 400 crores. So students, delta I, that is change in investment, is how much? 400 crores. MPC is 0.8. So here I put MPC. Calculate the total increase in income and savings, that is change in Y, comma change in S. Students, here I help you out. See, K equal to, here you happen to have MPC, right? K equal to 1 by 1 minus MPC, and that is equal to change in consumption by change in income. I mean to say, just a moment, change in income by change in investment. Am I correct class? Am I correct class? Right sir. Now what we know is change in investment. So this two I pick. Now 1 by 1 minus MPC is 1 minus 0.8, that is 1 by 0.2. Delta Y I don't know. Delta Y I don't know. Delta I know, it's 400. So delta Y equal to 400 by 0.2. It's into 10, it's into 10. 4000 by 2, it's 2000. It's 2000. So it's 2000 crores. It's 2000 crores. Did you get it? Yes or no? It's 2000 crores. Okay. I hope everybody is practicing, because if you don't write and practice, you won't gain nothing in the process, right? You won't be getting anything, right? Now, friends, MPS is what? Change in savings by change in income. Now MPS is change in savings by change in income. MPS is 0.2. Change in income is 2000. Change in savings we don't know. So what I can put is change in savings, I can put this side. So 0.2 into 2000, that's 400 crores. And there you go. You got your answer, 400 crores. Change in savings is 400 crores. Next question is, pay attention class. They have told us an increase in investment by 400 crores. So increase in investment by 400 crores means delta I is 400. Delta I is 400. And increase in investment by 400 lead to increase in income by 1600. Delta Y is 1600. Calculate MPC. Calculate MPC. So friends, MPC is what? Pay attention everyone. MPC is what? We know change in consumption by change in income. We don't have this data, right? We don't have this data. So we will change our approach. We also know in investment multiplier, 1 by 1 minus MPC is equal to change in income by change in investment. Yes or no friends? This is the multiplier formula I had been discussing. So all of us can now put in the values. Come on, let's do it here. MPC is B. Change in income is 1600. Change in investment is 400. So it's 4 times. Now if you cross multiply class, it is 1 equal to 4 times 1 minus B. If you cross multiply class, it's 1 equal to 4 times 1 minus B. So 1 equal to 4 minus 4B. So 4B comes this side and 3 goes this side. So B is equal to 3 by 4. That's 0.75. That's 0.75. B is 3 by 4. That's 0.75. Moving on. Students, let me introduce to you a 3-sector model. In 2-sector model also we had AD equal to AC. In 3-sector also we have AD equal to AS. In 2-sector we had AD equal to AS. Here also AD equal to AS. The only difference is in 2-sector model aggregate demand had 2 components: consumption expenditure and investment expenditure. In Keynesian 3-sector model, aggregate demand is equal to consumption, investment, and now you have the government. So the government expenditure. Rules remain the same. Slight changes will occur. So you can write the heading 3-sector model. 3-sector model. In 2-sector model, you had, I'll write it down here. In 2-sector, my dear students, you had AD equal to AS. Okay, that was there. Here also you have AD equal to AS. Who has denied that? There you had AD is equal to consumption plus investment expenditure. Here, friends, you have AD is equal to consumption, investment, and government expenditure. So the government is now getting into the game in a 3-sector economy. So some changes in the formula you definitely will observe. Let's see. So here it is. As I told you, aggregate demand is C plus I plus G. Yes, but the good news is in aggregate supply, I'm talking about the 2-sector again. You had consumption and savings, right? Aggregate supply, that is national income. Income is divided into 3 parts: consumption and savings. But since government is also here, now your income is divided into 3 parts. One you spend on consumption, one you save, and one you pay in the form of tax. So C plus S plus T. That's going to change. Most of you dear students in your class 12 level, if you had economics, you had done up to 2-sector. In class 12 you had only a 2-sector model. AD equal to AS, AD equal to your C plus I, and AS equal to C plus S. Here the game is changing now. Aggregate demand is C plus I plus G. That's government expenditure. So one component has increased in both. In aggregate demand, you happen to have government expenditure. In aggregate supply, you happen to have taxes, government taxes. AD equal to AS. C plus I plus G equal to C plus S plus T. C gone. I plus G equal to S plus T. Right, sir? Got it, sir. Got it, sir. Now, there happens to be a change, friends. Since the government is here now, earlier your consumption function used to be what? C equal to A plus B. Why? It's changing a little bit. Now government is going to charge taxes from you. So C is not equal to A plus BY. A plus B YD. What is YD? Disposable income. What is disposable income? Income minus taxes. Because what you are going to spend will only be determined by the income that is left to you after you have paid your taxes. So sir, earlier why it was not there? Earlier there was no government, so no taxes. We understand, sir. So in total, three changes have taken place in a three sector model. In aggregate demand, you have not got now got government expenditure. In aggregate supply, you have got taxes. And in the formula of C, you have got A plus B YD, not A plus B Y anymore. Other things, same. You want to see the question? Yes, let's solve the numericals. I like these numericals a lot. Let's solve it for you. Pay attention, class. Suppose we are following data in an economy. This is this, I is this, G is this, T is this. Alright. Find out equilibrium. We know aggregate supply equals to aggregate demand. Aggregate supply is equals to aggregate demand. Now aggregate supply is Y. Aggregate demand is C plus I plus G. C is 10 plus 0.5 10 plus 0.75 YD. So AD is C plus I is 50 plus G, which is 20. C plus I plus G. Now class, pay attention everyone. Income I don't know, sorry. But I know one thing for sure, that 0.75 if I have, what is disposable income? It is income minus taxes. It is income minus taxes. Plus 50 plus 20 is 70. Now tax is how much? 20. So Y equals to 10. 10 plus 70 is 80 plus 0.75 Y minus 20. Y minus 20. Y minus 20. So Y is 80 plus 0.75 Y. 0.75 into 20 is 15. So 0.75, it goes this side, it becomes 0.25 Y. 80 minus 15 is 65. Y equal to 65 by 0.25. Y 65 by 0.25. So 260 is your answer. 65 by 0.25. Y is 65 by 0.25, which is 260. Gone. Friends, equilibrium level is 260. What is the size of the multiplier? Yes, what is the normal formula of multiplier? You know, 1 by 1 minus MPC. Students, here also it's going to be same. 1 by 1 minus MPC, it's 4 times. So 1 by 1 minus MPC. Right? Students, still we are in 3 sector only. Again another bouncer. What? You know your disposable income is income minus taxes. Now your disposable income is going to be income minus taxes plus transfer payments. Plus transfer payments. Plus transfer payments. You know why? Because government, if there is government, there will be taxes. But if there is government, there will also be pension. So disposable income is income minus taxes plus transfer payments. This is what I wanted to communicate. Let's put it forward for you. Okay, let's put it forward for you. Dears, you get C equals to A plus B YD. Whenever they have given YD, it means government is present in the economy. You have got I, G, T, TR, find equilibrium level of income. All of us have now practiced it enough to understand equilibrium level. Sir will start with AS equal to AD. AS is Y. AD is C plus I plus G. Y equal to C, that is 100 plus 0.75 YD. C is 100 plus 0.75 YD. plus I is 200 plus government expenditure is 100 plus government expenditure is 100. Y is 100 plus 200, 400. So 400 plus 0.75 disposable income. Income minus tax, which is 100, plus transfer payment, which is 50. So y equal to 400 plus 0.75 into y minus 50 into y minus 50. So y equal to 400 plus 0.75 y, 0.75 into 50, 50 into 75%, 37.5, 37.5, 37.5. So y minus 0.75y is 0.25y, and 400 minus 37.5 is 362.5. Y is 362.5 by 0.25. 362.5 by 0.25. 1450. 1450. 1450. This is 1450. Game over. 1450. I did that right. Sometimes students, tax is also given in the equation form. That is, total tax equal to a fixed tax which everybody has to pay plus a certain tax as your income goes up. Now look carefully here. Let me take to the question. Achha, by the way, here they will ask tax multiplier. Write down. Tax multiplier is equal to 1 by 1 minus b into 1 minus t. Sir, we did not understand. Tax तो वहां भी था, ऊपर दोनों में भी. In the earlier two also you had tax, sir. So what is different about this? What is different about this, sir? Students, there tax was given as a fixed amount. You remember the last two sums? Tax was 50 rupees or 20 rupees, whatever it was. 100, 150, whatever. Here tax is given as a percentage. Then you use this multiplier formula. Let me take you to a question instead of merely discussing, right? Let's see. So you have consumption expenditure given. Hello everyone. You have consumption expenditure given 75 plus 0.5 YD disposable income. You all can write it down. You have got income as investment as 80. Total tax, you see how they have given total tax. 25 is the fixed amount of tax every income earner has to pay. Every income earner has to pay, plus 0.1y. Now what is disposable income? Income minus taxes. Disposable income is income minus taxes. Right, sir? Disposable income is income minus taxes. Look carefully, class. Class, look carefully now. Look at one thing very carefully. This you have got, T you have got, and everything you have got. Now find out the equilibrium level. Friends, the same thing. AS equal to AD. AS is Y. So I will write it down for you here. AS is Y. AD is C plus I plus G. Y is okay. C is consumption expenditure. 75 plus 0.5 times Y minus T. Taxes is how much? 25 minus 0.1 Y. because there was a minus, that's why this also became minus. Okay, now I we know 80 है, G we know it's 100, G we know it's 100. So y is equal to 75 plus 0.5 times y minus 0.1 y is 0.9 y is 0.9 y minus 25 plus 180. So 180 and 75 is 255. So income is 255, 0.5 into 0.9, that's 0.45y, and this 0.5 into minus 25 is minus 12.5. So 0.45y, if it reaches here, it's 0.55y. Y minus 0.45y is 0.55y. 255 minus 12.5 is your 242.5. 242.5. So class, y is equals to 242.5 divided by 0.55. Okay, so 242.5 divided by 0.55, whatever it is, by 0.55. It's 440 approximately that I am getting, class. So 440 is the correct answer. What I am rather more inclined to explain in this particular question is not this, but the multiplier. Now no more multiplier is 1 minus b, it is 1 minus b into 1 minus t. And wait, 1 minus b was how much? Class, b was 0.5, right? And this 1 minus t that I am saying, class, this is this t that depends on income level. Which t depends on income level? 0.1. So you will write 0.1 here, right? So 1 by 1 minus 0.5 into 0.9, 1 by 1 minus 0.45, 1 by 0.55. 1 by 0.55 is 1.82 or whatever value you get, that is your answer. That is your answer. Now let's proceed to force sector model. In force sector model, students, net exports will come into the picture. Net exports will come to the picture. You have done investment multiplier. See, we have done two multipliers already, which is k equal to 1 by 1 minus b. This was what multiplier? Investment multiplier. Then you did what multiplier? Tax multiplier. How did you arrive at tax multiplier? 1 by 1 minus b into 1 minus t. Now there is foreign trade multiplier. It is 1 by, write down, foreign trade multiplier, because now foreign trade will also take place, na? So 1 by 1 minus b plus m plus m. M is marginal propensity to import. M is marginal propensity to import. Marginal propensity to import. All this will be given by the question. Now students, again, like in 3 sector, AS and AD language had changed. Here also AS and AD's language will change. What will it become now, sir? Here it goes. See, here it is. So friends, your aggregate supply will now be C plus I plus G plus net exports, that is X minus M. That is the new setup, right? So you write down in 4 sector, aggregate supply is aggregate demand, C plus I plus G plus X minus M. X minus M is net exports. X minus M is net exports. Pay attention, class. C is given, T is given, I is given, G is given, X is given, M is given. Find equilibrium level of income, net export, net export if export were to increase. Okay, so equilibrium level of income. y is equal to, pay attention class, pay attention, y equal to c plus I plus g plus x minus m plus x minus m. Am I correct class? Right sir, you are right. So friends, a very simple thing, y we have to find out, so I'll put y here. See, you see we have got 40 plus 0.8 yd. Yd is income minus taxes. Yd is income minus taxes. Income is y, yd is income minus taxes, right? So income is y minus your taxes is 0.1 y. So I put in a 0.1 y here. Then you have your I. I is how much? 60 crores. G is how much? 40 crores. And x minus m is how much? 58 minus 0.05 y. Do you agree friends? I am sure you do. I am sure you do. So it is y equal to 40 plus 0.8 y. 0.8 into 0. Wait, this was how much? No, it's 40 na. Hold on, 40 plus 0.8 y minus, no, it's okay, I've done it perfect only. So what I can do is I can reduce it simply. Y minus 0.1 is 0.9 y. So 0.8 into 0.9 y is how much? 0.72 y. That's easier na class. This is 158. Okay, so 158 minus 0.05 y. Friends, if you do this now, 0.72 minus 0.05. So 40 plus 158 is 198. 0.72 minus 0.05 is 0.67y. 0.67y. So y is 198 plus 0.67y. 0.33y equals to 198. Y is 198 by 0.33. So into 100 into 100. It's 19800 by 33. It's 600. Game over. Y is 600. Here it is 600. So we have understood this sum. Class, let's solve the next one. Are we ready? Please try it out on your own. I'll wait for 2 to 3 minutes before I do this one. Please try it out. See class, what is equilibrium income? See, aggregate supply equal to aggregate demand. Aggregate supply is Y, aggregate demand is C plus I plus G plus X minus M, that is net exports. Right? Friends, this is Y. Now C is 60 plus 0.9 YD. 0.9 YD. YD is income minus taxes. Tax is 0. So I will close it like that only. Plus I plus G plus X minus M. I is 10. G is also 10. X minus M is 20. Minus M, that is import, is 10 plus 0.05 Y. 10 plus 0.05 Y. Okay, this is what we get. So friends, if you get all this, Y equal to 60 plus 0.9 Y plus 20 is 40. right? Minus 10 minus 0.05y. Friends, so if it is minus 0.05y and this is plus 0.9y, pay attention class, you get 0.85y. 60 plus 40 is 100. 100 minus 10 is 90. 90 plus 0.85y. 0.85y. So if this goes here, it is 0.15y equals to 90. Perfect. So y equals to 90 by 0.15. 600 is what we get, and that's correct. This is not the greater part, that is very easy part. What is rather greater or rather more interesting here is class, the foreign trade multiplier they have asked and trade balance. See, trade balance I will tell you. How much is the export? 20 crores. Class, how much is the exports? 20 crores. They have asked not trade balance. So exports is 20 crores. What is import? 10 plus 0.05 and your income is how much? 600. So 10 plus 5% of 600, that is 30, that is your 40. Oh my god. So students, exports is 20, import is 40. So it is a positive trade balance or negative trade balance? Is it positive or negative? Students, it is basically negative trade balance. Negative trade balance. 20 minus 40 is minus 20. Minus 20. And foreign trade multiplier is 1 by 1 minus b plus m. That is 1 by 1 minus b is, pay attention class, it's 0.9. Sir, how come? Here you have 0.9. So 1 minus 0.9 plus m. Import. See, here it is 0.05 is import. So everyone, plus m. M is how much class? 0.05. So 1 by 1 minus 0.9 plus 0.05. Game over. Game over. So here you get 6.66. Foreign trade multiplier class. Some MCQs class we should be practicing from this area as well to have a complete good discussion. According to Keynes, which component plays a key role in determining national income? Which component plays a key role in determining national income? According to Keynes, which component plays a key role in determining national income? Aggregate supply, aggregate demand, government budget, money supply, which of them plays a key role in determining national income? So obviously students, as per Keynes, I had started the discussion with the mention of aggregate demand, the key answer. In a Keynesian economy, two sector model, equilibrium is achieved when aggregate supply is equal to aggregate demand or savings is equal to investment. Savings is equal to investment. Sir, it's correct. Moving on, friends. Formula for multiplier is, say, investment multiplier. I know three formulas: 1 by 1 minus MPC, change in income by change in investment, or 1 by MPS. 1 by 1 minus MPC. If MPC is 0.75, what is the value of investment multiplier? K is equal to 1 by 1 minus 0.75. 1 by 0.25, boom, 4. Game gone. If the consumption function C equal to A plus B YD, A represents what class? Students, A represents autonomous consumption, the consumption that does not depend on income level, the consumption that does not depend on income level. So it's autonomous consumption. In a three sector model, the national income identity is aggregate supply equals to aggregate demand, Y equal to CIG, Y equal to C plus I plus G. Aggregate supply equal to aggregate demand, Y equal to C plus I plus G. If consumption is 400 and income is 500, what is average propensity to consume? So friends, average propensity to consume is consumption by income. That's 400 by 500. That is 0.8. 0.8. 0.8. Got it? Right, sir. Here they have used the word leakage. So now is my time to explain you this. There are two things, students, that one needs to remember. One is called injection, I for injection, injection. Other is called a leakage. Anything that adds money to the circular flow of income is called injection. Okay, here you have the funda, you have the logic, of TSM, two sector model. Just a moment. uh, Injection, leakage, two sector model, three sector model, four sector model. Tuck tuck, here it goes. Anything that adds money to the circular flow is an injection. Now let me explain. In a two sector model, who are there? Households and firms. So when the firms invest into the economy, they are injecting money into the economy. So you can draw it and write injection is investment by the firms. Firms investment is injection in a two sector model. But class, in a two sector model, households tend to save their money. When they save their money, the money that was floating in the economy is somehow taken away. So friends, savings happen to be a leakage. Savings happen to be a leakage here. Savings happen to be a leakage here. In a three sector model, 3SM, students, of course you have investment, that is an injection. Of course investment is an injection. But in a three sector model, you have government. Okay, government gives people transfer payments, pensions, subsidies. This is injection, transfer payment, subsidy. These are injections into the three sector model. But again class, the savings of the households or the money that the government is taking away from the people in the form of tax, that is a leakage, because they are withdrawing money from the circular flow. Four sector model. Students, you have investment, you have transfer payment, you have subsidy, you have investment, you have transfer payment, you have subsidy, and you have exports. You see, exports bring money into the Indian economy. So exports are also an injection now. Because when you are exporting, money is coming into the Indian economy. But friends, if I were to talk to you about leakages, you see, you have your savings, you have your taxes, and your imports. When you import, is the money coming in or the going out? Money is going out of the economy, and that's the reason I call it a leakage. Fantastic. So here it is, class. In the four sector model, which of the following is not a leakage? Savings is a leakage, tax is a leakage, import is a leakage, investment is not a leakage. Earlier this used to be a tough question, now it's a joke, right? Once you have drawn this chart and got this chart, right? Now, if the government increases spending and MPC is 0.8, effect on income will be, you know, K equal to 1 by 1 minus MPC, 1 by 1 minus 0.8, 1 by 0.2, 5 times. Now wait, 5 times. So effect on income will be 5 times multiplied by 5. How is it a tough one? Tell me, how is it a tough one? Tell me. Which of the following is true in a four sector model? See, AS equal to AD, AS is Y, AD C plus I plus G plus X minus M. Y is what? You all already know. So in that situation, students, you have savings plus taxes plus imports is I plus G plus X. Right? You know why? Because this is what? This is income. How can you bifurcate income? You can write income is either spent on consumption or is saved or is paid as taxes and this is C plus I plus G plus X minus M. So C gone here and minus M goes here. So S plus T plus M equal to I plus G plus X, naturally so. Whatever proof you need, I am providing. If you don't write it with your hand and practice, it is useless. It is like watching a Netflix documentary on somebody else. Right? So note it down, class. Right? Because this was a pretty good question. If I were to assess it, good one. If marginal propensity to import is 0.1, then a 100 rupee increase in income will raise. Marginal propensity to import means, what is the formula? Marginal propensity to import, change in import by change in income. If my income increases by 1 rupee, out of that extra 1 rupee, how much I spent on importing something? You can write MPI, marginal propensity to import, is change in import by change in income. So it's 0.1. So change in imports I don't know, change in income I know 100. So it's delta M equal to 100 into 0.1, 10 crores or whatever it is. There you have it, friends. With this, students, we have been able to wind up the discussion. We'll close the discussion today. We have completed the topic. That's it. Goodbye, everyone.